Thank you very much. Good morning and welcome to the Western Sydney Leadership Dialogue's BOOMTOWN Summit. My name's Rowan and I'm pleased to be your MC for today's event. Before we begin proceedings, I'd like to acknowledge and pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. It is upon their ancestral lands we gather. I'd also like to acknowledge any Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Could I also acknowledge our dignitaries, which in a room of VIPs can be tricky, but firstly, New South Wales Minister for Transport and Infrastructure, the Honourable Andrew Constance MP, and we shall hear from the Minister in a moment. Parliamentarians, Secretaries of State and Commonwealth agencies and departments, Western Sydney Leadership Dialogue patrons, including former New South Wales Premier, the Honourable Nick Greiner AC, City Mayors and Councillors, Dialogue partners, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. We will also soon be joined by the Federal Minister for Urban Infrastructure, the Honourable Paul Fletcher, and the opposition spokesman for many things, but most notably infrastructure, the Honourable Anthony Albanese. BOOMTOWN 2017 is the Western Sydney Leadership Dialogue's annual Property and Infrastructure Summit. Now this year focusing on Metro Rail and the Western Sydney Airport at Badgerys Creek, as well as the projects and policy levers which will catalyse urban renewal in our great cities of the West. We are pleased to partner with the New South Wales Government through Transport for New South Wales, which is at the epicentre of billions of dollars of current and planned investment, and you've got to go and have a look at their transport hub out in the Brisbane Room, or the room formerly known as the Brisbane Room. Any projects, though, that don't directly relate to road or rail, like hospitals, schools, stadia, airports, social housing, they are inextricably linked to transport. So partnering with TFNSW is an outstanding fit for this event, and we thank the team for their contribution. During the breaks today, as I say, I encourage you to visit the Transport Hub out the back of the ballroom and to your left. There is a train. You can't play with it, but have a look. There's a number of displays and also our other exhibitors out in the foyer as well. Alongside Transport for New South Wales, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge Lend-Lease as our BOOMTOWN event partners for 2017. We'd also like to thank our event sponsors, Accor Hotels, the Federal Department of Infrastructure and Regional Development, and their colleagues at WSA Co, Capella, Celestino, City of Parramatta Council, Deloitte, Moorebank Intermodal Company, Sydney Motorway Corporation, Sydney Water, TAFE New South Wales, Uber and Western Sydney Local Health District. Thank you to those organisations for supporting the event, and thank you for your attendance here today. Now, throughout the day, we have a packed program of keynote speakers, interviews and panel sessions. And for our panel sessions, we'd like you to take part as much as possible. So we will have questions from the floor during panel sessions. Look out for our mic runners. Stick your hand up. If you're happy to jump up, please do introduce yourself and ask your question. Questions only, no comments, please. Twitter, use the hashtag BOOMTOWN17. Our handle is @WSL Dialogue. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. You can SMS as well, 0420534585. And we will have runners providing our session moderators with as many questions as possible during the panel session. So if you do have a burning question, there are various options for you. So now, on with the show proper. Our first speaker is the New South Wales Minister for Transport and Infrastructure, the Honourable Andrew Constance. The Minister will deliver the opening address, and he'll then be interviewed by the Australian's relatively new state political editor, Andrew Clennell. Now, Andrew Clennell is no stranger to Macquarie Street, although he's only had his current hat on for a short time. He was the former political editor for the Telly and for the SMH in days past as well. Andrew Constance, the interviewee, has been member for Bega since 2003. He's held various ministerial portfolios since the election of the O'Farrell government in 2011, including Ageing and Disability Services, Finance and Services. In 2014, he became State Treasurer. Then following the election of the Baird government in 2015, he was sworn in as Minister for Transport and Infrastructure, and he's now responsible for some of the biggest infrastructure projects in the country. But rather than me list them, I'll let him tell you about them. Please welcome the Minister for Transport and Infrastructure, the Honourable Andrew Constance.